as well.
It'd probably change the price, I think, but it's my concern there, what if he needs materials in off hours?
Right.
Okay, we'll talk about it then.
We ready? Okay, then I'll call the meeting to order. If you can stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Who reads this for me? These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Are there any guests present? There being none, we'll move on to approval of minutes of the meeting held on January 19th, 2022.
Motion approved.
Motion made by Rocky, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mark, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We have no report of any executive sessions. Okay, reports of the committee. Maintenance report. You have that, Warden?
Yeah. Sure, I can.
You can do it, okay.
Basically, Pump Works replaced the expansion tank in the water heater room. Train came in and they replaced the heat exchanger and the manifold on the rooftop unit, which was the one above female block. Luckily, all the parts came in a lot quicker than they had anticipated. We turned off and notified EMS when we were done using the emergency heating system, and they came up on January 31st to remove this heating system from the property. They let us have it a few extra days just in case we had any issues with the heater that was fixed. Keystone Fire and Security, they were in to check some issues with the control panels. They're basically almost done with the upgrades. We have a few door sensors and stuff they need to work on yet. Tremco was in, we had a few roof leaks, so I called them because they're planning on coming back in the spring to continue the roof job. But since we had a few leaks and we had a semi-decent day, they came in to take a look, and they did patch the one at that time. Allstate was in to empty the grease trap in the grinder pit. Sills came in and worked on the washing machine number 1 in the main laundry. They were also in and worked on dryer number 2, which is the older dryer, not the new one. It seems now that like the motor is starting to go on that one, so I'm gonna get a price quote for the motor replacement as well. But it seems like that one's starting to go a little bit more and more. Mulligan Glass, we're still waiting. I called them, they said the manufacturer still hasn't told them when the glass is coming in. We have a working glass door, and there's one cell that has a cracked glass, but it has laminate on both sides, so it's not like it's a raw edge of glass or anything. Sykes Brothers was in for their monthly service. A&W Plumbing came in, we had them replace a gas valve on the brazier in the kitchen, and High Mountain Hardware was in to rekey a lock in the deputy warden's office.
Any questions?
I have a question on the roof leaks. Did it cause interior damage to the facility from the leaking?
No, it was just, they were very minor leaks, like the one was like an ice buildup, and it went up and came in through the flashing. The other one, it seems like it's coming in through one of the roof drains. It just came in, and it was only like the one day we had real heavy rain, hasn't leaked since. And then the other one, it was dripping down in like a wall closet where the plumbing parts are. So it was just that one they could patch totally.
But the areas that were leaking were the areas that were redone with the new material?
Two of the areas were newer roofing. The one area they haven't completed yet.
Okay.
And that's what I know, I think last time you asked about, and I actually do, Warden Young, and I have this, I can send you this. They're actually coming back, Tremco is coming back on March 21st And this has to do like with the part that wasn't finished, and where they had the skylights that they didn't have the parts or whatever for it. So they're actually coming back on March 21st, and it's all on this here, March 21st, they're gonna start on the roof on the 22nd, and they should be done by the 4th of or the 5th of April, and then the skylight installation is gonna be on the 6th to the 8th. So I'll send you this, they just sent me this like on Friday. I know everybody had asked about it, but I'll make sure that you get this so that they can line it up with, I mean, they just can't walk in and say, okay, we're ready to work. So I will send you this.
That and the other issue, the other water leaks we have, the first one and the biggest one is the 3-inch water supply line. It's got a slow leak. We have a price on that. Do you remember what it was off at?
Off the top of my head, I do not.
Over 3,000 or
Like
something?
three or four, something like
Yeah.
that.
But the problem is, for that particular leak, it's not that bad yet, and we can wait till spring. I thought we should wait till spring because it's gonna be another total shutdown, so we don't have to worry about freezing if we wait. The problem is, it could be 3-4 hours, you know, projected right now to
Yes.
replace that section. So can we shut down total water for 3 to 4 hours? That's the big question. And should we bring a tanker in the pumps again like we did before for that time frame? Now, there's another leak, but that's an isolated area. They can isolate one area, and it's gonna take a few hours to repair that. But my main concern is the main supply line with no water
Yeah,
for that amount of time, 3-4 hours.
The line that gets shut off will also affect K9. They'll be without water during that same amount of time, but it does not affect EMA or the comm center.
Looking for a recommendation.
We need a full motion on that, or?
I don't know if we need a motion, it's a repair, really.
You're just gonna repair this, come up with
I think we can keep it under 10,000 with, even if we have one tanker come in to supply and a pump set up. I'd have to get a hold of the party that did it before, and he's done it before, already got the setup for it. Which is Jay Dulcie, and he's local, so we just have to make arrangements prior with the plumber and himself at the time that we do it.
Alright, so we could just do then a recommendation to proceed, we don't need a motion for expenditure of money?
Right.
Alright.
Yeah,
Let the minutes reflect that there was a recommendation to proceed on that. Anything else? Alright, work release report,
There was no work release due to COVID, so there is no report this month.
that was simple. Alright, warden's report.
Okay, the warden's report from January 1st to January 31st, we had 63 male admissions, 16 female admissions, 68 male releases, 23 female releases. We've had, as of January 31st, 108 males in custody, 17 females in custody, for a total of 125 inmates. Average population in January was 138 inmates. Total admissions as of January 31st is 79. Population, like I said, as of 131 is 125 inmates. We had 2 hospital runs, 4 specialists, 8 dental trips for a total of 14. Concludes the warden's report.
Any questions on the warden's report? And I would entertain a motion to approve, I believe, the maintenance report, work release report, and the warden's report.
So move. Second.
Mark, second by Wayne. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion passes. Executive session. I'd like to go into executive session. It will be on, although it's not about the terms of the contract of GPL, but the security matters related to that and another security issue that I have. So we're gonna break into executive session now. Okay, the Carbon County Prison Board met in executive session, and discussions were related to security issues, security matters, I would say, not that there were major issues, but security matters concerning the prison. And we'll move on now to new business and old business. First of all, is there any correspondence? Or is that another category?
Did you want to deal with the personnel report?
Oh, thank you, Judge. Personnel report. We want to take action on the personnel report?
Are we
Do
simply
that in total?
simply acknowledging it because it is through 16 February, so it's all things that have transpired, so we're just really acknowledging it.
Okay, then would be a motion to acknowledge the personnel report.
Ratifying?
Motion to ratify the personnel report. Is there a second? Is there a motion? Thank you, Judge.
Second.
Motion by the judge, second by Chris. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Now, new business, old business. Anybody have any old business?
Yeah, first thing on old business, work release policy. I met with the warden, deputy warden, last week. We made some adjustments based upon their input and observations to the draft work release policy. We'll send that back out before the end of this week. If we could have one last look at it. You'll see the modified changes will be highlighted, using Microsoft Word track changes. If you have any comments, we'd like to reconcile those differences at our next meeting so that we can actually finalize this and put this to bed in our April meeting.
Okay.
All right, that's all I have.
Anybody else have anything under old business? New business. I have one thing. I did get an email. There is a grant that Rick Parsons from adult probation is looking at for the county. It's the assistant grant. It's a JAG local initiatives funding. Two sections under that grant from PCCD were we fit two categories under the ideas and strategies that improve systems and help make Pennsylvania and communities safer, and it's an increased utilization of evidence-based and evidence-informed programs to improve outcomes for individuals and communities and support training on pretrial options and development of pretrial programs. That's sections under the grant. What Rick is looking to do, and he gave me a little bit of the information on this, is with the grant, look for funds to hire 2 pretrial officers and 1 part-time sentence guideline technician. The pretrial officers fit into the grant because they're going to do the pretrial risk assessments and prepare bail recommendations. And as we know, the push by legislature and higher courts is not for the cash bail. So it would prepare bail recommendations, refer individuals to diversion programs, refer individuals to services such as drug and alcohol, mental health, provide pretrial supervision for those released to the community, and conduct the risk and needs assessments prior to sentencing for the courts to consider. That's based on the best evidence, which is another issue, that they're best evidence based outcomes that they're looking for. The sentencing guideline technician would confirm computer prior record service. Right now you only have one that's really good at doing the prior records, and that's Tammy, and you need somebody else to have it. They're critical to us. My staff is not at that expertise level that Tammy is at, nor can they get to that. I can't see them getting to that to do the guidelines. So they need somebody else to do that, and what we've been doing is trying to get them done before we even have preliminary hearings on those cases, so we're able to give a settlement offer right at the preliminary hearing, which cuts down on the pretrial conferences, which cuts down on all the excessive court work by court administration. It helps a great deal, and it allows for us early on in the process to reach plea agreements or identify the cases that we know are going to go to trial. What the grant would do with doing these additional pretrial services and the sentencing guidelines. It's gonna ultimately reduce our jail population. It's gonna increase the efficiency and effectiveness of our process. It's gonna divert the low-risk individuals from jail or from the criminal justice system, and it's gonna increase referral to programs and services, improve our bail decisions and sentencings, and ultimately reduce recidivism. So all this fits in with the prison board. So he's just looking for a little bit of input from us that, you know, to move forward so we could go toward to the judges with it.
Is that the same thing, cause I just got that from CMP, like just yesterday.
Yep,
That there's a grant out there that it's actually even for facilities that we could send people to. I mean, I know we're gonna try and get people out of there, but there's no facilities to go to. I mean, we can hire all these people, and if there's not a facility, if there's a sentencing or whatever, that they could go someplace else, because I think under CMP, they were supposed to be building a new building that there were 8 beds shared between the 3 counties. And where are our beds? You know what I mean? Like if
oh
we
yeah,
have somebody.
that's another thing.
But that I just got sent to me yesterday, and it sounds almost like the same grant.
I don't think it is.
But they have a training session, is it March? In fact, I could look, but there's a training session that I'm supposed to register for that they're having. I think it's just within the next week or 2 that they're having something on that.
Could be, this is the Justice Assistant Grant, it's
Yeah,
a JAG grant,
I think that's.
local initiatives funding, so it may
Yeah.
be. But we could get, it's the 2-year grant and it's up to $250,000. So, I'll refer Rick's email out to everybody, he's just looking to see if we have an interest in it, and I think it's something we would have an interest in, and before he sits down with everybody and talks about it.
And I know I sent it to Paul, cause Paul was, you know, trying to get people out of prison, and I did send it to him, but I didn't get any response back from him. I think that was yesterday. I just sent it to him, but it almost sounds like it's the same grant. But,
So nothing's final, we're just that we have an interest in it, not that we approve everything, am I able to relay that to Rick? And I'll get you guys, everybody a
well,
copy of the email.
yeah, we gotta look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Right. Alright, so that's what I had under new business. Anybody else have anything under new business?
Yeah, we still have to, we just started our pre-implementation, I want to keep the board up to speed on that. We met with Tammy Burke from Victim Resources. We have another meeting, late in February, and we're just starting the ball rolling on PREA, just so everybody's aware. And the second thing is the Covered Road Pike Drug and Alcohol Jail Agreement. You guys have it? Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a contract with them now?
Yeah.
Is this different from that at all?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So this is this year's. Danny, did you review this?
Which contract is that?
It's the contract between the county and Carbon Monroe Pike Drug and Alcohol.
Yeah, that's the same one we do every year.
Right.
Yeah, they do, it's the same contract, it's just rolled over every year, they,
Was it already approved?
no,
It's not-
It's retroactive to January 1st until the end of the year.
right, it's not always been approved. But it's the one that's been in place for several years now.
And with no changes to it, were there any issue, I don't remember any issues under it.
When did it happen? I'm sure there was a good-
The only change from year to year is the amount of money.
Can we email?
Every
Well,
year.
no, it's attached to what we have here, that's what, that's what I have.
So need a motion for a recommendation for approval by the Board of Commissioners.
Right.
So I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Chris, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mark. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Anything else under new business or old business? So, correspondence. Any correspondence? Not, there being no correspondence, solicitors report, any report?
Nothing additional.
Anything for the good of the Carbon County Prison Board? I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn then.
Second.
Mark, second by Chris. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all. Making my first meeting. lot of fun. Oh, I didn't memorialize those things, but I'll